You're the cutest thing. I love you. Yeah, I love you. I love you. I gotta put the mouse to the chat thing because I can't reach it.
Oh, over there? Oh, you gotta have something on it.
No, just put it right here. Look, and then that's it. We're good.
There you go. You got that?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, you ready to roll?
Mm-hmm.
Lock in. Sub-Zero's growing. You see Sub-Zero?
He's a big motherfucker.
He's growing. He's big 15 weeks now. He's a beast. He's a beast. All right, what's up, Gene? How are you? We're gonna have a great show today. We're gonna start out with a cash giveaway. So remember, the only thing you need to do to ascertain one of these cash giveaways is to be subscribed. And hey, it's free. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're going to be doing a lot of cash giveaways moving forward, especially through Indian Wells, and then as well for a big time pot for the French Open, as always we do for all four majors. All right, today is March 9th, 2022. It is a Wednesday. And it's a rainy day here in South Alabama. We live on an island called Dolphin Island, and we are rained out for lessons today. So here we are. You ready?
Yep.
Let's lock in.
Again?
All right.
Who wants to lock in again?
Yeah, I do. I'm excited about today. I'm always excited about today.
Again.
All right. I'm going to start the show with a cash giveaway for the women's first round matches that start. Is it late tonight or early tomorrow morning?
No, there's some that start at 1 o'clock
today,
our time, and then they'll continue on through the match, and then there's going to be some matches that go on to Thursday because the men are still qualifying,
right?
From what I saw.
And I think the highlight match of the women's first round, without a doubt, is Naomi Osaka versus Sloane Stephens. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, he's uncomfortable because he's big. He's getting too big for
Here,
my
you
lap.
want me to set him down?
He's getting too big for my lap.
He's too big. He's only So this beast right here, he's an American bully, and we were on a waiting list for him for a while. And his name's Sub-Zero. And we have another one. Her name is Katana. So we named our dogs after Mortal Kombat characters. So he's a little beast, and he is 15 weeks old. So hopefully he'll be a stud. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on.
Oh, good for you, Gene, for studying journalism. That's very good. That means you must write really well.
Well,
you go late. Let me put him down on the couch so I know.
You know, speaking of journalism, I was watching something about it the other night when there was some journalists that were, I guess, that have had bad things happen to them in their lives. And this one was on HBO, and it was about a journalist by the name of Kim Wall. And anyway, long story short, she had gone out on a submarine with some inventor that was from Denmark, and that was Dutch. And she ended up being murdered or something. And it was, and I haven't finished it. I didn't have a lot of time. I fell asleep. I was really tired last night.
I fell asleep.
But I learned something. I learned something in that about what makes a journalist different than other journalists. Like why was this girl from Sweden? I think she was a Swede. Why was she hustling all over the world? She had been to like North Korea. She had been to the war in Afghanistan. She had been to so many places. And then, ultimately she gets her limbs dismembered when she went to Denmark. But
she must have found out something that
I don't know. I haven't seen the end of it yet. However, what I learned about the definition of a journalist and what makes them so very successful is their eagerness to go find truth and then relay that truth to the masses, to the people, right?
Right.
So I think a journalist, especially in countries such as North Korea, Russia, sometimes journalists can't speak and think freely because they end up getting put in prison. So I think journalism is a very good profession, but I think it has its inherent dangers as well, depending on where you live. Right.
I would think so.
All right.
What about those that are right now in Ukraine?
Exactly.
They're in danger, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, the West has journalists all over the place, right? But those from the East don't have many journalists in place because they risk going to prison. Right? Okay. Cash giveaway to start the show. In comments, whether you watch the show later, I made sure to do one that people that watch this later can be involved with. So here's the cash giveaway. I'm going to give away $50 US. Carla, don't shoot me. $50 US.
Whatever.
Okay?
You're just going to have to teach more and work harder.
We don't even have any extra time as is. $50 US to anyone that can tell me the exact score of the Sloane Stephens and Naomi Osaka match. Again, that match I think takes place tomorrow in Thursday morning. So that way people that watch this later, they have a chance to do it. You can put it in comments now. You can research it, look at their head-to-head.
Can I make a prediction?
As I would do. Yeah, give them an example. So Carla will predict the score. And if she were to hit it, I would send $50 US to you by means of PayPal, Venmo, whatever, something, right? We've only ran into trouble with cash giveaways once before, and we had to send some cash to like Armenia or Tajikistan or something, and they wouldn't.
I think it was Armenia.
It was Armenia, so
Yeah.
they couldn't exchange it. So that was the only time we've had this issue, but we were able to mail them. I think
write down Jose P 6464.
So okay, so Jose P 6464. Who though? Who? Oh, Osaka.
Mine is I think it'll be 6-4 and 6-2. I think once the first set becomes a battle, I think Sloane Stephens will fade.
Okay, so Carla has what?
4-2.
For Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
4-2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my prediction. Obviously, we're not gonna win our own money, but my prediction is Osaka 2-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think Osaka. I really think Sloane will come in hot, and then she'll fade.
Yeah, I think that Osaka rolls up to Indian Wells. She chills out in California with her boyfriend, all on the hip hop scene.
She's still with the same boyfriend?
Oh, Cordero, or whatever his name is.
5-3.
Gene, there you go. I'm with
5-3 Sloane.
Oh, taking Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Woo wee! What's up, Gene? 5-3 Stevens.
You want to come back, little man? All right, come on.
5-3 Stevens. But think about it. Osaka has always loved, whether she tends to say that, she has emotional stress and can't deal with it. She does have a very high profile image. Okay. She has her trademark shoes. Carla wears them. Have you ever showed them your shoes?
Yes, we have.
Trademark shoes. She has the rapper boyfriend. She has the whole Hollywood resident. So she's all about that, and she's going to be in her backyard. I think Osaka does really well here at this tournament. I think she wins the tournament. I tell you what, don't even worry about eating during this. Not eating. Don't even worry about watching the women's side. I'll obviously watch it. I'm not saying don't watch it, but if you're worried about any of the matches, don't worry, because Osaka wins this tournament.
I don't think we'll be able to watch it because we'll be in Daphne.
Oh, we have some of our kids playing tournaments this week.
Mm-hmm.
We had one yesterday. No, the day before.
The day before, yeah.
Okay, exact score, put it down. And if you watch this later, don't worry about it. We'll log it in. We can always go back to the live chat replay. And again, if you hit it on the head, I'll send you $50 US. Just subscribe. That's it. All right, let's get into this. Latest news. So today, Carla and I stumbled across some information that Novak Djokovic was placed into the main draw at Indian Wells. Now, we know that the past couple of months have been just saturated with anti or propagandish slandering of Novak Djokovic. We know that there are strenuous vaccination rules, and especially out west in California. We know that he is not on board with his vaccination status, at least for what they call for, and now he is in the main draw. So my question is this just more drama that is going to come up and hurt Novak Djokovic, or is this Indian Wells saying, please come, or is this just another bait and click type thing? Is this just to get someone to read the information?
Ian Schwartz says he's waiting for CDC approval for, I don't know what that means. Isn't CDC the people that did the vaccine?
The Center for Disease Control,
yeah,
correct?
Yeah.
So let me read you. This is an article from BBC. This is British Broadcasting Corporation, I think, and it was written by Russell Fuller. Oh no, didn't mean to do that. Come on, cut that off. Oh shoot, no. Okay, sorry.
Oh shoot, we got music.
Okay. So no, it basically indicates, okay, Novak Djokovic's name has appeared in the draw for the first Masters Series event of the year, Indian Wells. Mm-hmm. The 20-time Grand Slam champion said in a BBC interview last month that he had not received a COVID vaccination, but that is obligatory for any non-U.S. citizen wishing to enter the country. Djokovic did not take his name off the entry list before Tuesday's draw. and tournament organizers admit they have not yet been able to find out whether he has a viable route into the U.S. Quote, Novak Djokovic is on the tournament entry list and therefore is placed into the draw, the BNP Paribas Open said in a statement. We are currently in communication with his team. However, it has not been determined if he will participate in the event by getting CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, approval to enter the country. We will provide updates in the future as we learn more.
Let's find out.
Okay.
Let's see his Twitter account. What he says.
But why is this a problematic? Why is, to me, and we don't know how this will turn out, but why, to me, is this just a stirring pot to just bring on more heat on Djokovic? We know he couldn't play the Australian Open, and there was a huge dilemma and kind of a theatrical performance that played out. Now, in my opinion, his non-taking his name off the tournament entry list should have been a no-brainer, because if they have rules where he can't play, if he doesn't get XYZ, doesn't that by default take him off the list anyway? So now are they going to say that he's so ruthless, he's such a bad guy that he didn't take his name off the list, caused us a match to have to go through a lucky loser and blah, blah, blah? Is this just a way to cause more hate on Novak Djokovic? And when it was an obvious answer that you can't, you get what I'm saying?
I don't think that I don't think that he's playing it. If you look at his social media, he usually puts when he's traveling somewhere or doing something, and there's nothing there. So I just think that his name was not taken out.
Yeah.
Or forgotten to take it out, and maybe some miscommunication. I don't think he's playing it, because if it says clearly you have to be vaccinated, why would he go?
So Martina Patron says the situation is a joke. I agree, because it's the quote I just read. And do you want me to read it again? I mean, it's a quote from quote, Novak Djokovic is on the tournament entry list and therefore is placed into the draw. It says just before it, he didn't take his name off the entry list. However, the rule in the U.S. as a whole, or in California, is that, but it's obligatory for any non-U.S. citizen wishing to enter the country to have it. So what I'm saying is, if I'm Djokovic and I'm flying around, and traveling everywhere,
I don't think he's even flying there.
Or whatever. But why am I even if I know, not assuming, if I know that it's obligatory to have it and I don't have it, and they know I don't have it, why in the hell would they put me on the damn draw in the first place? I can't do it. You know I don't have that. Just leave me alone, and then I'll play in the next tournament where it's not obligatory. So what I'm telling you is, it seems like another shit mess way to make Djokovic look bad. Why did you put him on the damn draw? That was stupid. He doesn't have it. It's your rule.
Justin, you're missing the point.
What? How am I missing the point?
It's the news. They got to make news about their tournament. This is more news. So now you are talking about it, right?
Okay.
Other people are talking about it.
It's
obviously
ridiculous.
It probably was done on purpose, so more people would talk about the tournament. Hey, and then what else is happening?
Look, I agree with Martina. It's a joke, and it's just another way. It's just another way to stir up the pot of an otherwise boring tournament. You can't tell me that
it is kind of boring.
You can't tell me that Rafael Nadal is going to go into Indian Wells on a hard court before entering the arduous and long clay court season with an arduous task of winning Roland Garros, and put in maximum miles on the hard court of a draw in 128. You can't tell me he's going to do that. So I can't expect an energetic from start to finish level of play from Nadal. You can't, because if I'm Nadal's trainer, physio, team leader, whatever, and that leader is him himself, I'm saying, guys, my leg, it doesn't hurt now. I feel good, but I just had to show up for this tournament because I always played. My sponsors, they give me fresh shoes, so everybody buys my shoes, and everybody buys my shirts, and everybody buys my bandana, and everybody
talk that way.
Whatever. But I'm telling you, Nadal is not dumb enough to go there and have catastrophic nagging injuries moving forward. So with that said, what's it going to be, Medvedev or Puppy Hater? And we're going to get into Zverev, aka Puppy Hater, again in a moment. But anyway, it's just a way to make an otherwise boring tournament now saturated with more propaganda, anti-Djokovic news. Or he shows up. But come on, we know his stance on that. That's respectable. and we know the rules of the tournament. You can't come unless you're vaccinated. So let me ask you a question, Indian Wells. Why would you put him on the draw to make him attempt to look like a schmuck again? Get lost.
I don't think that I think it's just more publicity.
Exactly. Come on.
Sanja says, so USA said you can't enter if you aren't vaccinated, but tournament said it has CDS approval. He can play. This does not look good.
I agree with you. It doesn't make it.
I mean, it's pretty simple. It's like when you go to the doctor, you have to wear a mask or we can't see you. Pretty simple. No, but somebody tells you, well, you might be able to, just come and we'll see if we can get you in without a mask. Same thing.
Well, oddly enough, we had to take our out of our 5 children, our middle one, our 12-year-old, our daughter, and we had to pick up our daughter from school early.
I said that yesterday.
Because she plays on the high school varsity tennis team. So she's in middle school, so we took her out to go to a tournament, and it said on the door that you had to have a mask to enter. So we had a mask, entered. However, the person that answered the door didn't have one on. So it's just
nobody had one on.
No one had one on. But so
like that makes no sense.
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
So Gene said, if he's not able to play, then Dimitrov replaces him. Okay, I'm sure Dimitrov is thrilled.
That's kind of funny.
By the way, guys.
So Dimitrov didn't even make the draw?
No, maybe he is. Maybe.
So he's a lucky loser?
I don't know. How does that work?
Yeah, intel on that.
Are they just moving him around?
Maybe so. Yeah.
Hit the likes, guys. Hit the likes.
Maybe so.
Yeah, type because I got this beat.
Maybe so. And by the way, thinking about Novak Djokovic for a moment, Novak Djokovic offered to pay Sergei Stakhovsky, the Ukrainian big serving that beat Federer, I think at Wimbledon in like 2014 or something. Stakhovsky funds to handle any bills that may accumulate or family bills that came up while he did so. So I thought that was very nice of Novak Djokovic, because Djokovic and that block over there, he has to be careful which way
didn't you
which
read
way
me an
he
article
goes
that
there.
Serbians?
Yeah,
but it's generalizing this. The article is generalizing because that doesn't mean everybody feels the same way.
Yeah,
that they approve of Putin going into Ukraine. Didn't you read me that article? I was like,
yeah. So the dichotomy here is that we know that Djokovic is a patriot and he loves his people and he'll fight for his people. And Serbia was formerly Yugoslavia, was it? No, it was the Czechoslovakia, and then anyway, my geopolitics in terms of the geography isn't the best, but nonetheless, there's a lot of yin and yang in that part of the world, right? You don't want to side with one and we don't want to side with the other. And yes, we read an article the other day that a lot of Serbians liked and a lot of Serbians disliked, the efforts ongoing in Ukraine. In other words, Putin and Zelensky type standoff there. But Djokovic was willing to economically assist Sergei Stakhovsky for going to fight in that war for Ukraine. So that tells the entire world that Novak Djokovic is on the empathetic or sympathetic side of the Ukrainians. So
we would all have to feel for Ukraine, even if you agree or disagree.
Yes,
I mean,
it
doesn't really say your stance. You don't want anybody getting hurt on anything, no matter who's right or who's wrong.
We started the show today talking about journalism because Gene Swart in South Africa, respectively, is a fine young man, tennis player, a good tennis mind, that he was studying to be a journalist. Well, in some places, the propaganda behind whatever journalism is being written and by which state, it feeds the masses. So we live, if every morning you woke up and knew nothing about the other side of the story and just heard say their side of the story, you would think that story is true. If you grow up from a little baby, like in psychology, we're born with a blank slate. It's called a tabula rasa. It's like a blank slate. There's nothing in it. Mm-hmm. And then we are grown up to understand things that have been saturated in that tabula rasa by our parents, by our teachers, by our surroundings, by our friends and so forth. And we end up with this big stew of information that's here. And then we use this information to teach future generations, right? Mm-hmm. So if this one train of thought has kind of manifested by propaganda and by one train of thought, then you can't tell me that train of thought has any idea about the other side's train of thought. So it's like the difference between good and evil, but sometimes the evil may be the good, and sometimes the good may be the evil. It just depends on how good the journalist is.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Did it make sense to you guys?
Anyway, Sanja Stankovic says we were Yugoslavia, but she's laughing at me, so probably I was.
Well, I thought that Monica Seles, that's why they said she's Serbian. She's Serbian because she was from Yugoslavia. But
yes, and don't forget, if you just logged in, do not forget $50 US in cash sent to whoever can guess the Naomi Osaka and Sloane Stephens match score on the nose. And it's not until tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed yet, that's your only thing you have to do. Hit the subscribe button, answer it in questions. If you win, boom, you got it.
Great poster above there. Thank you. That was someone that was the what? The Balkan Water.
Oh, yeah, Club. Yeah. So I'll angle it up just a bit. Can you see it better? You can see it better?
Mm-hmm. Now you can.
Yeah. So it's a good poster. Mm-hmm. So maybe we can tilt it up just a bit. Is that too far?
No, that's good enough.
Good?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was sent to us by the director of a water polo club in Houston, Texas. Some people ask about the autograph. It just says 2 5K tennis, Justin and Carla from the Balkan United Water Polo Club of Houston, Texas. Sincerely, George S. Okay.
Put Michael score down. It's
Juman, what's up, Mike?
Are you still playing with your dolls, Michael?
He's the Joker. Mike Juman is in at 6'3", 6'2". Oh, he picked Stevens along with Gene Swart.
Yeah.
What makes you guys feel like Sloane Stephens is going to beat Naomi Osaka in her backyard? Mm-hmm. What makes
maybe
you
they
think
don't believe in her like Gene Swart said. I don't believe in her anymore. Sanja said, watch the documentary movie made by Oliver Stone, Ukraine on Fire. That movie explains the situation in Ukraine.
Can we jot that down?
Write it down.
Where is that?
You like writing.
What's it called?
It's Ukraine on Fire.
Ukraine on Fire. And where can I get this?
Just look it up. Google will tell you.
All right, Google will tell me. Okay, someone just put in the score. I know Juman got him 6'4". Oh, he said 6'3". He said 6'3", 6'2".
So Sachimo,
and Sachimo.
So you picked the same score as I did.
That's okay. 6'4".
Yeah.
And you're not going to win your own money, so it doesn't matter.
It's good to go with me. I'm a winner.
Yeah. By the way, if there's a tiebreaker, we'll either split the pot. If there's multiple tiebreakers, then I'll make it where everybody gets a payday. 6'4". He has Sachimo has 6'4", 6'2". Osaka. See, now he's on the right track, or she. Look,
yeah, he I think 4 and 2.
Look, how big of an advantage is home field advantage? Pretty damn big, right? We just the other day were at a tournament.
Yeah, I feel like if Teletubby would have played in the Mobile Tennis Center, it would have been a different story, and not with the messed up lights and not at night. I think that the situation would have been completely different.
Yeah,
it's like when I play at night, I'm a different player. I don't enjoy playing at night. The lights bug me. My son said I can't see. I don't like it. I have a hard time seeing too at night. Mm-hmm. I like playing in the heat. I like playing in the morning. So for me, and I like playing on the court that I know.
I couldn't agree with you more.
It's like Nadal. He loves playing at the French Open. It's his turf. He knows it. He feels it. When you play on a certain court for a lot, you know it better than your opponent. Obviously,
exactly.
You feel comfortable. You know what to do. You know how to move.
Exactly.
It is the big advantage.
Two good explanations. I couldn't have said it any perfectly. Totally agree. We were at a tournament. No need to mention location because it doesn't matter where you go.
No, it doesn't matter. No.
But we were at a tournament and we traveled from far away to get there as a team. So we brought like 16 students or 20 students or whatever to a tournament at about an hour and 15 minutes away in traffic. So it was actually it was long. It was like an hour and a half, right? Mm-hmm. And then we go there and there's no fans from our side of the bay to watch. It's just us and all the players are on the court, but there's a whole lot of their fans, and there's kids yelling through the fence. Look at these bozos. They don't have a chance. Look at their clothes. This was a more expensive side of the bay, in other words, and we were the public school, or they're a public school too, but we're on the side that doesn't have tennis courts and they have to drive an hour to go to practice. This is on the other side is where the public school has courts and they have meal boxes at every match given out. And for us, we have nothing. And
giving those kids Dunkin' Donuts,
so
it'll help them out.
Yeah. So anyway, so the home field advantage is there that our kids have to leave school early, drive across the bay, tired and inexplicably tired. They have to get up at 5 a.m. to go to school. A lot of them from here because the school's an hour away. and face a bunch of kids heckling through the fences and blah, 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 blah. The home field advantage was very important for them.
Very, yes.
However,
and especially when you're waiting to play your matches.
Yeah, and then now let's look at your and I's own situation. So Carla and I, we have for the past couple of months taken over the direction of tennis, the tennis directors for a local country club, and very blessed to do so. But when we first started playing on a different court with lights in the clay, we were uncomfortable. But now, Carla and I played a set yesterday. She won. It was tight and it was really fun. That was probably, we've been playing sets with one another for like 12, 13 years. And that was probably one of the most fun sets because it just felt really free. And I thought it was high quality both ways. But I really feel like now that's our home field advantage. I don't feel like, unless it's you, I'm gonna get beaten because I know the court so well.
Except at night, I don't enjoy playing at night. I could tell you that much. The lights bug me a lot. I see, like, I understood what Christopher was telling me, that it was blurry. The last time you and I played at night, I had a hard time adjusting to the ball. I couldn't see it, so it was tough to get my timing.
Who were some of the best players of all time that did absolute terror at night? Roger Federer is one of them. Roger Federer had an extremely insane record at one point for matches won at night under the lights at the U.S. Open. You know what I'm talking about? Some players do really well in the lights, and some players do not do very well in the lights.
I think Djokovic does well in the lights.
Yeah.
He's one that does well in the lights. I'm not sure about Rafa. I think Rafa's beatable at night.
Yeah. And
I think he is.
The eyes, the problem with the eyes on certain individuals, some individuals' eyes are more sensitive to light. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm one of those individuals. So if I play and I'm having to serve in the sun, when I look up at the toss, and then I strike the ball, if I'm looking in the sun for a split second, the problem is when I have the return of serve coming back, then I have all these blue spots in my vision and purple spots. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where if you look at the sun and then you look away, you're like, whoa, for a second, you got all these colorful splotches that takes the edges off the ball. So the ball is kind of a blur because it's covered in purple spots. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm getting at. Some players can do that and have no purple spots. Some players, such as myself, have purple spots. So at night, it's very difficult for me to play, on top of the fact I wear glasses or contacts. I have contacts in now. Mm-hmm. So if I look up into the sun and in my left contact, I have astigmatism in my left eye. So it's a strong prescription, like plus 3.25 or something in my left eye. So when I look up with contacts in or glasses, it really gives me the purple spots, and I'm really, really quite easy to be broken when I'm serving into the sun. So what do you and I both do a lot, Carla? Serve underhanded. So we both have that same issue under the lights or serving into the sun.
No, I don't have a problem into the sun because I don't wear contacts. No.
So the lights.
To me, it's the lights that bug me. It feels it's uncomfortable. It's not clear. It's not, because the light concentrates in certain spots. So for me in the sun, I don't mind serving into the sun. I've actually figured out how to serve into the sun. I actually don't look up. I actually figure out where my toss is and just serve. But under the lights, that's just not my favorite. On top of that, I'm not a night person. I'm more fire up during the day. I feel like for me, heat is my friend. I love playing people when it's hot because I can handle it and I know they can't. And I know there's a lot of pro players that feel the same way. Gene Schwartz says that makes sense. Djokovic beat Rafa last year at the French Open under the lights. Yeah, Djokovic loves playing at night. I feel like that's his thing. You play him at night, you're in big, big trouble. You're better off playing him when it's super hot, so you have a chance.
Yeah, and also too, don't forget the psychology of the lights too. For people that like to be in the lights, the old saying, he loves the limelight, she loves the limelight. It's like for me, a lot of times we have a lot of people around us, and we're comfortable with that, right? We've done it for so long. Some people, they don't feel very comfortable, metaphorically speaking, under the lights. So a lot of times it's mental under the lights. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's physical because if I look into the light, I can't see very well. Anyway, Gene says that he actually plays during the night better. So understandable. Okay, I want to bring up a quick topic for a moment, and a lot of you probably could care less about it, and we won't spend a lot of time on it, but it has to do with serve and volleying. serve and volleying is something that I grew up doing, and it wasn't till I want to say until I don't know 1999 or 2000, somewhere in there, that I finally realized that I had to change it up a bit. I had to add some variety, right?
Mm-hmm.
So over the 3 or 4 years we've done this show, I've talked about serve and volleying a lot and why it's difficult to do these days because of the rackets, because of technologies, because of the court speeds and so forth. And I came across an article that was written by glamsham.com. And it was about the quote unquote hope that the art of serve and volley remains in tennis from Vijay Armitage. Now, if a lot of you don't know who Vijay Armitage is, Vijay Armitage is a very, very, very fine vintage and a really fine human being, tennis player on top of that, from India. Vijay Armitage is one of those players when I was a boy, my father would have me watch. As well as a couple other Indian tennis players, Bhupati and Paez, the doubles team, two fine gentlemen as well. But I wanted to read just a small bit of information from Vijay Armitage, and I would like for you all to make a comment about it or not. Doesn't matter, but it's important to me because I really love serving and volleying. I did try to use it a little bit yesterday against you. It didn't work very well. I was on clay. It's tough to do it. It's put it this way.
Well,
it's tough to do it.
We watch Christopher's opponent do it a lot, which is why I was shaking my head because I said, my God, I would be killing that if that were me.
Okay. All right.
I would be. You know where I would be aiming?
Where?
The same thing I do to you.
What?
He was a lefty, right? So his forehand's this way. I would have been aiming the whole time this way. Right here.
You know,
right here,
yeah.
Right here to his chest.
Yeah.
Every time he came in.
The left shoulder.
Here, right here to his chest.
Yeah. If you ever have a right-handed player approaching the net on the ad side of the court, if they get to the net and you're looking up, they sneak in on you, you're running and oh no, you're trying to figure out if I'm going to hit it cross court or lob it over their head, or what do you do in that situation if you're really in a tight spot? The best thing is to aim for their left shoulder if they're a right-handed player. Because when they're split step at the net and you have a ball coming at that angle from your doubles alley on the other side, when it strikes the left shoulder, it makes the person kind of go, oh, and it kicks the ball up into the middle of the court on the other side at about 35 degrees, enabling the ball striker to get around and really hit the winner or even the overhead in some circumstances.
Yeah, or I would have been lobbing him on this side, backhand side, his backhand.
Bojan Stevanovic, what's up? He says that he actually wears glasses a lot when at home, but mostly contacts. Yes.
And he plays a night, so and he got no excuse.
Yes, well, he's a beast. He's a beast.
I got no excuse.
Okay, so let me give Vijay Armitage a little bit of credibility here. So he is 68 years old now. Okay, much love, Vijay. Wow. Vijay Armitage had 5 career wins. One of the greats of the grass court. Even Jimmy Connors, the wonderful Jimmy Connors, a definite great tennis player. Don't ever forget the Connors-Krickstein match, by the way, at the U.S. Open. What was it, the quarterfinals? Anyway, in like 89 or 87. I remember
fourth round, I think it was.
Fourth round. I remember it like it was yesterday with the bright yellow racket. Jimmy Connors added in this article that, yes, the touch is gone, the serve and volley is gone, and the craft that we saw from a lot of previous Indian players is kind of dying now, which is sad, okay? And I'm quoting again. So Vijay Armitage says, quote, about serving and volleying, "It's a dying art. To me, it's incredibly disappointing because I loved playing Bjorn Borg, Jimmy Connors, and John McEnroe, and these guys that had been serving and volleying the best," said Armitage. He says, "For me, serve and volley was the preeminent way of playing on grass, and the problem we have made the court slower. The ball's heavier because, as you can see, the average height of the player is more like me now, and the fact remains that rackets have become so aerodynamic, so they slow down the court, slow down the balls, so that's the reason you have over 100 Spaniards doing so well." So he goes on. I didn't tell you about this because I got a kick out of it. So he goes on, and Vijay Armitage continues, and I love this gentleman, by the way.
Watch out, Spaniards.
Yeah, watch out, Alcaraz. Here we go. Okay, so Vijay Armitage, love you, brother. He continues. He says, it's beautiful to keep alive. It's a different facet of the game that must stay alive. One of the greatest disappointments of my career was not playing America here in India in the Davis Cup with Connors and McEnroe, because I would have done just 50% of the work and the crowd would have done the rest. And that's another shame that we don't have the Davis Cup in its original format. We've talked about that. I'm not getting back into that. Anyway, your thoughts on where a lot of you that watch the show, you're young, and then some of you are old, some of you are our age, and we're all in between. What are your thoughts on when you watch serve and volleying? If you're watching a tournament,
you can't do it anymore.
I think
he said it well. The courts, you have too much time to pass the person coming to the net.
Exactly.
Not only that, let's say they have a rocket serve, 130, right? You block it. You block it with the right angle. And the net person gets there and scoops it up.
Yeah. And then
now what do you do?
Yeah, it's a tough spot in there.
It's not good.
And this is why Novak Djokovic has always done so well with people that can't play the net very well. That's why Djokovic manhandled Medvedev at, Wimbledon or whatever, and he kind of laughed about it before the match started. Carla, where have you and I the past, say, 2 weeks of our coaching, which is full-time, sometimes 60, 70 hours a week, what have we been working on with a lot of our students in the past 2 weeks?
Learning how to play up the service line, learning how to volley from the service line. I think I've taught almost every lesson this week. Last week was, hey, let's learn how to volley, because we get stuck here at the service line, or what we call no man's land. Or let's learn how to half volley. Let's learn how to hit a ball from here. Let's learn how to slice it. Let's learn how to think and just get back into the point, because a lot of people get stuck there. They don't know what to do. They just swing. I feel like they just swing and they don't know what to do.
Yeah, I see LS Fire mentioned Cressy. Absolutely. He's continuing to try this.
Unfortunately, he won't be successful.
Yeah, and don't forget about Misha Zverev's older brother. But he's a fighter. It's fun to watch them win.
It's fun to watch, but you're not going to be a top guy.
Yeah, and Michael Jumon, exactly. McEnroe Connors was so epic. My only problem with those matches, and as a
Sampras did it.
My only problem with those matches, though, was McEnroe's behavior on the court. When I was very young, my father and I would go to these matches, actually physically there in Southern California when they would play, and sometimes it was just, I remember as a child, like, it wasn't a fun thing to watch, and I've been born into the game, so some of McEnroe's matches were just hideous to see because of a sportsmanship issue. And we're going to talk about sportsmanship in lieu of Zverev's non-disciplinary action by the ATP shortly.
We talked about that yesterday.
I have an article about it. Right. Serve and volleying is VJ Armitage said it. It's a beautiful art. I throw it in. I threw it in yesterday with Carl. I don't think I won 1 point doing so. The problem is when you serve, the faster the serve is, the quicker it comes back to you.
Right.
So, I still think, and I don't think I'm exaggerating, if I'm serving well, I'm in the 120 still, probably.
I agree. But if I block it with the right angle,
it's right back on me.
You're in trouble.
I think yesterday, Carla, we play on clay now at this point, and
even slower.
So I started pulling the power off some of my serves so I can kind of tighten up the spot. In other words, I can hit as hard as I want, and I can put it routinely in, say, like a 3x3 box. But if I pull power off and then roll it or kick it, then I feel like I can knock cans down, right? Mm-hmm. And I've learned that when we play on the clay, if I serve it so hard, it's really difficult for me to get to the net or even close to it. I'm split stepping at like the service line, and I'm trying to pick up half volleys from my feet, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a tough deal. And you're right. If I do pick up a half volley from my feet and I make it in, it's floating over the net, and you're right there to just put it in my face. So it's very difficult to do so. The rackets are so light and aerodynamic these days. The past 2 or 3 weeks, I've been playing with the Woody the entire time. I've been playing sets with Woodies. I've been training on the ball machine with Woodies, and I haven't taught with the Woody because it's too tough of a feed. Mm-hmm. It's such a, 68 square inches. It's tough to put the money feed on it. But anyway, played with the Woody, but still the same outcome. I can't get to the net quick enough consistently. Sure, once or twice, but if I serve and volley every single point, I'm going to get broken. And I don't think Armitage's solution of having more grass tournaments is going to solve the issue. No. You're still going to have the same problem.
I think that everybody, Bojan, thank you. He said, great from you guys. Teach kids, don't learn it anymore. I'm trying to deliberately play more at the net, but it's demanding skill. So the sooner you learn, the better. I mean, it's great to know how to volley. I don't think that you should serve and volley. But if you're up there, you should definitely know what to do. You should be comfortable. The key for them, for every student, at least I tell myself, adult children, is to be very comfortable up there. That way, you're not scared to come up, because a lot of the points you are brought up there. When you're brought up there, I feel like you should end it. If you don't end it, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you only get one opportunity at the net. My dad used to put that into my head. If you're up here, it's by design, or you've been lured up here. If you're lured up there, you're going to get one shot. If you get one shot, so we must end the point. So we must work net. We must practice net.
Even the mini tennis game we do, Justin. Yeah. I find it in my game. It's because I do it with every student that it's helped me. That if I get a short shot, I think, mini tennis, and I angle it, and it's worked for me, and I have some students, I think I was playing Gabe, and he's like, how did you do that? I said, mini tennis.
Yeah. Has anyone ever heard of Pavlov, 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 where he did his research with dogs and ringing a bell and making them salivate in terms of classical conditioning? Have you?
I hear you say it all the time. Yes.
It seems to me in the past, say 20 years, we've coached for 22 and both played our entire life, but coached it for over 2 decades. When I was a child, we were instructed that if you get a short ball, you move your ass off and get to that damn short ball. And if you get a short ball, you should be so excited to see it, like Pavlov's dogs, and you got saliva coming out of your mouth. There's a short ball. I must go get it. Let's go. That's how we were conditioned to play the short ball. Okay. These days, we have kids that come to us. I kid you not. We have kids that come to us, and you can just, we play kids' points, not to try to beat them, obviously, but try to, so they can start getting into tactics and movement and the dance of the game, and, not running all goofy. We're just trying to get them into the flow of the ballet of tennis, right? Shit. What was I saying? The net, right?
Yeah.
Shit, I lost my train of thought.
Dog.
Oh, yeah. So nowadays you have people that are young kids that have never been taught that when they get that short ball, that they better get on that short ball and get on it, right? They just sit there and wait for that short ball to come to them, and then they hit the ball back. And then the person that's been trained to salivate when they get a short ball, that person's kicking their ass. Do you call not salivating when you get the short ball laziness, or coaches that have created a lazy player?
Coaches that have created. Another shot that I find that is not taught very well is a lob. When you're in trouble, I find that my son uses the shot a lot. He didn't use it well the other day, but I use it a lot. When I am brought to the net and someone drop shots me and they're approaching to the net, which is the right thing to do once you hit a drop shot, lob them. They don't expect the lob. Angle your racket and lob them. That is a shot that's not taught a lot.
Yeah, 2 good comments here.
Very important shot.
Well, multiple. There's a lot of really good comments. But Sissimo says the WTA doesn't come to the net at all.
The women's tennis.
They really don't.
The women's tennis is sometimes disappointing to me because they have no variety. It's like there is no, everything is like, let's hit the ball hard. And I get it. I agree. We do have to hit the ball hard. Absolutely. But I feel like if you have variety, you're on top, which is why Barty has won a couple of slams because of her variety. And that's why I try to tell all the kids we teach, hey, great to whack the ball, but can you hit the ball hard 2 out of 3 sets?
Yeah.
You're going to get tired. Your game is going to, there's times that we miss our forehands. There's times that I find myself missing strokes. So I got to go to my variety.
All right. So the LS Fire makes a comment that some use wooden rackets to dial in the sweet spot. Exactly. I'll tell you how different sports use the same type of substitution to hone in on their sweet spot. If look, I played some baseball in my life, American baseball or whatever you want to call it. I think they play baseball everywhere nowadays. But if you're on the batting team and you're waiting for your chance to bat, you step up and you have a circle called you're on deck. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you get on deck and you usually grab 2 bats if you're in Little League, or a little ring, and you put it on the bat to make it heavier. You're swinging the bat around and, oh man, it's heavy. Oh man. But then when it's time to step up to the plate, you knock the ring off or drop one of the 2 or 3 bats, and then you have your 1 bat. So now when you swing it, it feels really light, right? Mm-hmm. The same moral of the story with the woody. I have been training for the past couple of weeks with woodies continuously. Surely I've hit a couple thousand balls off the ball machine, hitting as good as I can with the woody. I even filmed a video about it. If whenever you get a chance, if you want to see me cranking the ball with a woody to the best of my ability, the best I could play, Ball Machine and me, go to random things on all of our playlists. And I think it was 1 or 2 videos. I was testing out a ball machine called a Lobster Elite. And I hit with the woody there. And I felt like I was playing at a pretty high level with that damn woody. But LS Fire is correct. When I grab my other racket, it feels like I can't miss. I feel like I own the court with the regular racket. Get what I'm saying?
Did you own me yesterday?
It was close, but you came out with a really good shot to end it. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun, close match.
It was fun, yeah.
It was a good match.
I was going for my shots.
All right, so final thoughts on serve and volleying. Again, it's beautiful. I love it. But someone mentioned a moment ago, it's only going to work about 20. Bojan Stevanovic said it. It will never be a dominant play.
It just won't.
But it could be in like 20 to 25% of your plays.
You should know how to do it.
You should know how to do it.
Absolutely.
You should be able to add variety. Mm-hmm. But if you do it every single point, you're in trouble. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. Next quick topic. Andy Murray has decided to donate all of his 2022 earnings. And knowing Murray, he's gonna make some money.
Yeah.
Andy Murray is going to donate all of his 2022 earnings to UNICEF, which is the United Nations Children Fund. Bravo for Andy Murray and the UNICEF Fund for Ukraine. I think Ukraine now has something like 2 million people that have left the country. Refugees, I think you call that. Remember the refugees, the Fugees? Anyway, good for him to do that. I do wish there was something that would kind of be similar to that called the United Nations Tennis Fund. I'm not being jokingly about that at all. I've always talked about creating some type of international tennis fund. We know that the game of tennis is an international language. Name another sport on God's green earth that you can play and every country, show them a racket, they know what it is. You know, some people say cricket. Well, if you come to the U.S., as some people say football, like soccer.
Yeah, show them a soccer ball.
So a soccer ball they know, but you know, some people in the U.S. are like, some people aren't even into soccer at all. But tennis is one of those things where people walk the walk, they talk the talk, they dress the dress, they look alike. They, you know, and there's some assholes that play.
I don't think I look alike like many people, but okay.
Look, there are some asshole tennis players.
There are a lot of asshole tennis players. There are a lot of cocky ass people that I meet every single day.
Every day.
They think their shit don't stink.
You know,
they think they can play the game. And I laugh inside. I'm like, oh boy, you haven't been around.
Okay, so the funniest thing to me, Carla, is when you see like a 50-year-old man or a 45 or 65-year-old man that's all huffing and puffing on the tennis court and throwing his racket. That's got to be the cheesiest thing you ever see. It's like, how does a grown man throw his tennis racket? Is he trying to pretend he's 17 playing juniors or hoping to be in a challenger? Is he thinking he's on HB tour? Because your ass old and you look like a fool. You know, when you get to be a certain age, if you still think you're going to compete and not risk injury or looking stupid, then think again.
I know I risk injury every time I go on the court.
Yeah, but when we play now, we're not diving and going all out. Look, yesterday when we played, we were both playing 1-2 shot tennis.
Sometimes I do with my students. I have to.
Well, with the student,
yeah. That's
why you never lose to a damn student.
Yeah.
Don't ever lose to a student. Anyway, yeah. In coaching, if you ever lose to a student, it's either it's rigged or you suck. So it's you never
unless you tell them in points, hey, I'm gonna.
Well, no, you play them in points.
There's certain points I say, hey, I'm gonna feed it to you, so you can put the ball away.
No, you absolutely play points with students and set up goals. Hey, let's play 3 balls cross court. Let's play hourglass pattern. Let's play down the line. Let's play 12 balls to live. You must win the point at the net. Absolutely, but. What I'm telling you is you don't want to set up a real competitive talk smack match with a student. And look, I mean, geez, at our age, with all the injuries we've had, why would you want to do that anyway? And I push that to a lot of these guys over the years that we have coached and met, wherever we've coached all across the United States. There's always those 40-year-old, 45, 50-year-old, some 60-year-old men that still think they have something to prove, and they just look very foolish.
As far as said, would it make sense to train with heavy shoes and use light shoes for matches?
Oh, check this out. LS Fire. And
aren't there some shoes in basketball?
Remember, we played a lot of basketball as kids, mainly to get the understanding for the competition underneath the glass when you're going up for the rebound. Because when you serve, you want to go get the ball up there. You don't want to try to grab it. You want to outreach everybody. So the moral of the story is, if you can rebound really well, you can attack the serve. So there are shoes that we would get, and they're called, there's a name for them. So it's a shoe, and then it has a platform on the bottom of it, and then it has a wedge on the bottom of that. So when you're walking, every step you take is right off the calf. I think plyometric shoes. Is it plyometric?
Sounds like it.
Is it? I think Converse made a Converse plyometric shoe. I think we sold some on eBay. We found it at a garage sale, by the way. What's up with that second hustle? Let's go. I think I bought those shoes for like $5, and we sold them for like 500. Didn't we? eBay hustle. Okay. Anyway, so but yes, you take the shoes off, and then it's like you're jumping off your whole leg and not your calf, and you jump higher. Right? Okay, well, good job for Andy Murray. I do think there should be a United Tennis Fund, though, a United Nations Tennis Fund, whereas throughout the years we can donate to places that need, say, a court or a bucket of rackets. Then there's kids abound in war-torn areas like the Serbians have been, and they practiced in bombed-out swimming pools with the likes of Helena Yankovic, Ana Ivanovic, Janko Tipsarevic, Novak Djokovic, and the list goes on.
See, Chimo said, what do you guys think about sports/tennis and politics interference?
Bullshit. It's horseshit. We talked about that yesterday, I think. Politicizing a sport. Hasn't the Olympics always been, the place where you don't politicize sport? But yet here at the Olympics, Vladimir Putin shook hands with Jiang Ping, the president of China before it. So before the game started, it was already politicized. And then throughout the games, we were sitting on pins and needles waiting to see if Putin would invade Ukraine. So as soon as the Olympics, it's a horse.
To me, the worst thing, and I'm not talking about this war, but we have our president. When we're voting for a president, you have all these artists/singers go up and do the fundraising for them and blah blah blah, and they think that you're gonna vote for one person just because you're a certain actress or actor or singer. I'm like, no, you should never involve yourself in that. I would never tell anyone do this, do that, because I am for that.
I totally agree. I can't disagree anymore. Again, the
Viennas with hamburger rolls and grape juice.
What, Vienna sausages?
Did you really eat that for dinner?
That's what you ate for dinner, bro?
Vienna sausage?
And Gene, we asked.
Or is that something else that I don't know?
Yeah, we asked Gene Swart if he ate dinner. He responded, Viennas with hamburger rolls. If that's Vienna sausages that you took out of a can, bro, I'm sending you a gift box from the U.S. today. Give me that address, bro. I'm gonna send you something better than Vienna sausages, if that's the case.
Tell me that's not it. Are you must not be living in parents' house anymore. So do you know how to cook?
Damn, did Gene move out? Independent? Okay, Bojan Savannah just says, great idea, Justin. There is whole Africa, East Europe, and Asia with very limited resources and conditions. Exactly.
So what is Vienna? I'm curious.
So when I was thinking of instead of UNICEF, more like UNITIF, I was thinking about that. So over the years, Carla and I have been involved with a couple places in Kenya and places that we have been able to send, broken rackets to, unstrung rackets, even warped rackets that needed grips, and some really nice rackets. And we have seen videos of these wonderful children.
Oh, it's a hot dog.
We have seen probably the same thing.
No, they're expensive. You can buy them at Gold Belly.
Oh, let's go. But watch that belly. If you can buy them at Gold Belly, watch your belly, because that belly gonna be pow pow if you keep eating those. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say now. No, you forgot? Oh yeah, but we would watch those children string rackets with a floating clamp. And if you don't know what a floating clamp is, it's a clamp that you can use to clamp off a string, and it's not connected. It can just hang from the string. Anyway, they would string it with sticks. So that they have figured out ways to string rackets with wrist tension instead of a crank or an electronic button. They do it with their hands. And they do a tremendous job. So yes, also when people like Zverev smash their racket on the umpire's chair looking like an absolute idiot, and how did the ACP not punish that? I don't know. Another story for another day. If it would have been Serena, they damn well would have. However, the people that smash these rackets, and by the way, the pros rackets aren't your racket that you get from Tennis Warehouse for $199, or nowadays rackets are like $220 unstrung. It's just cosmetically painted like those rackets, and they have pro stock rackets that are like $2,000 a piece, right? And they go break a $2,000 racket on the umpire's chair, freshly strung 20 minutes ago by the poor brother in there that just made $10. You see what I'm saying? And they smash it on the umpire's chair. They should give that shit to charity and stop playing around so damn much. What?
William Spencer.
Good job, Wade. We got to read that one. William Spencer, what's up, bro? So William Spencer tells so far comment of the day. Everyone pay attention. This is for all of you. We should get a fundraiser going to get ATP players to donate money to Gene Swartz Fruit and Leaves Fund. Let's go. Comment of the day. Come on. That's hilarious. Hey, and by the way, yeah, do not forget, if you're just logging in, do not forget we are giving $50 US away to anyone that can predict the set scores and the winner of the Sloane Stephens and Naomi Osaka match. $50. So if you tune into this later, put your scores in comments. We'll get them, and all you got to do is hit the subscribe button.
Jesus, don't you think you and I would probably rather eat like refried beans with an egg? I think I would be happier with that.
So, do you think you could name a really bad food that you would not even ever want to eat, that you would prefer to eat than that?
I would not eat Vienna sausage.
Yeah. So
I'm not a big sausage fan.
Would you rather eat a raw oyster or Vienna?
Raw oyster.
Raw oyster. Let me ask you another question.
Oysters.
Would you rather eat raw fish or Vienna?
Raw fish.
Raw fish. Okay, let's ask another one.
I think I'd rather eat like an eggplant, which I hate.
No, you want me to tell you some jacked up shit? Carla's dad, I ruptured my patellar tendon. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Homeboy brought me a bowl of soup, and I took the lid off it. I was like, ugh, holy! It smelled like ass, like whole rotten ass. And I'm like, I'm supposed to eat that, and I was told it had all these natural things in it that would heal me up in just a second. What it
was tripe.
I ate tripe. Tripe. What? Made me want to puke. I put a spoonful of it. Ugh. It was awful. Then I found out I had a ruptured patellar tendon, that it didn't matter. If I didn't have surgery, I wasn't healing with any damn tripe in the first place. So thanks for contaminating
Mondongo. Yeah, mondongo.
Mondongo?
Mondongo, that's what it's called. I think I'd rather eat the Vienna sausages than that. Sorry, Dad. Yeah, I can never eat that either when he used to make it. You know, I was like, they used to make it like, I don't know, once every 3 months. And I'm like, ugh. And then when he used to make the eggplant stuff, I was like, ugh. Oh, and the other one was when my grandma gave me cow's tongue.
Ooh.
Oh my God. My brother and I were like, what the hell?
Hot garbage.
Oh, and then when I lived in Dominican Republic, I went
pumpkin stew. Trouble Mind says pumpkin stew. That might sound
that actually doesn't sound
like
bad.
On a cold winter day. Like
listen to this. I was living in Dominican Republic, and I was so hungry. I was starving. And we go to a restaurant, and I was like, yes. You know, I saw people lined up, and it was like, you didn't order from a menu. It was basically what they had in, you know, like when you go to Carvel ice cream, the way you could see the stuff. It was turtle. They had turtle cooked in different ways. Turtle salad, turtle soup, turtle stir-fried turtle. Oh my God, I starved. I could not, just because I've had a turtle, there's no way I could eat turtle. I starved that day. I couldn't eat anything. Yuck.
Did it smell good?
No, it didn't smell good, but I got to watch my stepson eat it, and he was enjoying it. I was like, ugh, no way. Oh, that was disgusting. She says, I don't eat much, guys. I need to keep fit. Totally get it. I mean, I get it. When you're a kid, you probably don't eat the best that you should eat. William Spencer said, on the flip side to that, I had 3 meals at the weekend. Trouble Mind Pumpkin. Jesus says, ha ha ha. Yeah, this is heavy, Carla.
Hey, speaking of turtles, out of our 5 children, our youngest one is 6. And when we were kids, we got into, well, we didn't have much television in our house. My dad didn't like it a lot, but he got in, our 6-year-old Justin Jr., JD2 as we call him. JD2 has gotten into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. and not new ones, but the vintage ones.
I found it.
She found a disc at the library with vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's name the turtles: Raphael,
Michelangelo,
Donatello, Leonardo.
Yeah.
Master Splinter, Dominic Thiem too.
Poor Dominic Thiem.
Do you know? Yeah, Master
I
Splinter.
told you guys Dominic Thiem was not coming back, guys. I told you that he was one and done.
All right. Okay. Here's the next topic. Are you ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
How bad does Emma Raducanu? How bad does Emma Raducanu is that anymore? How bad does Emma Raducanu do at Indian Wells? Is she going to go to the Met Gala before it? Maybe. Is she going to sign a lucrative deal?
Who's she playing in the first round? Oh no,
she's got to buy.
She's possibly playing Yastremska, so she could lose. Yeah.
Look, if Yastremska plays, and ultimately I think she will, and we talked about this yesterday, Yastremska, the Ukrainian, will be donating her prize money to her home people. And I can assure you, look, don't call me crazy, but do you think that with Yastremska's proclamation that she's going to give her earnings from this tournament, donate them to the country that's fighting for survival, if our Western propaganda has the story right? Again, there's a different story going on in Eastern or in Russia. There's a whole different story going on there. So the story we hear and the story they hear is totally different, night and day. But does Yastremska have a chance to win the entire tournament?
No.
I don't think so either. She might win a couple of rounds, though. She might increase her prize money. But do you think that Emma Raducanu, who the hell are you talking about? Raducanu? Do you think Emma Raducanu has a chance to win the tournament either?
No.
Who has a better chance? Who has a better chance?
Let's talk in my opinion.
Okay, I agree with you. But here's the question, though. Poll question. Who has a better chance? Who and Raducanu shares the same, and Andreescu, by the way. She's not playing, though. Who is a better player right now? Yastremska or Raducanu? The dog's snoring over that question. Huh? Who's the better player? Who would you take right now on your team that meant survival? Would you take Raducanu or Yastremska? You could sign me up for Yastremska right now. I'm taking her.
Okay,
I'm taking her. Yeah. You can't tell me you wouldn't.
What about Andreescu?
Well, if Andreescu was healthy, if Andreescu was healthy, I would take Andreescu, obviously. Yeah. But Andreescu, as everyone gave us grief about for a year, what she got hot, and now she's Andreescu. Raducanu and Andreescu should start their own clothing line called I Forgot Who. I forgot who the hell I am, so I'm wearing this. They should start that. But how bad does Raducanu do? If she does play Yastremska in the second round, it's possible she wins.
It'll be like a tight match.
But look, that may be our second cash giveaway, the score on that one. Okay, I don't think she does very well. I don't think she does very well at all. I think she will continue to run this same gauntlet of the same results we've had since the U.S. Open. Again, the U.S. Open was at a very difficult time with no fans and fans, but a limited and so forth. So until she proves something when the tough is going and not half the tough are gone, then we'll listen.
That's messed up, Jesus. That's messed up.
What did he say? Yeah, Andreescu had lots of Viennas lately. Has she gained weight, even more weight? Have you seen recent pictures of her? Let me see. Let's see. She used to be chunky when she was younger. By the way, you know another player that was chunky when she was young? Naomi Osaka. Naomi Osaka was a little Pillsbury Dough girl.
That's okay.
Was she right? Was she? She was.
That's okay.
All right, let's see. Is Andreescu chunky again? No. Has anybody seen pictures of this?
I'm looking beyond.
Andreescu, but
now we're looking. Now you got us looking.
Yeah, I want to see. Is she a heifer now? Andreescu.
It's her face. Her face is always puffy. See, look, here it is. Her face.
That's a recent. That's a recent
that's
picture.
2020.
And I'll show you guys. We'll show you guys once I see it.
I mean, with her weight fluctuates.
2022 Andreescu. No, that's 2021.
You got to find her actual.
Come on, give me some recent. Is she so out of it that Australian Open 2022? She doesn't look terrible. That was the Australian Open. She looks okay, but yeah, she used to be a lumpy. Okay, how bad does Raducanu do? We know Andreescu is not playing. She hasn't been playing in a while. How bad does Raducanu do? And the other question answering comments is, if you had to pick one player to bet your survival on, and they played one another, would you pick Yastremska or Raducanu? I'm definitely taking
Yastremska, I guess.
I'm definitely taking Yastremska as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the last article we're going to read, and we're going to close it down, and then I feel like this is a pretty good topic. So let's hit this one pretty hard. Let me find it. I sent it to you. You might need to send it back because my phone's wet.
What was it about?
About Zverev. We're going to talk about sportsmanship and Zverev for a moment.
There
and I sent her this. Send it back to me, and I'll just pull it up.
Okay.
But we talked about on the last show about sportsmanship, which we do a lot. We all know that in the not too distant past that Sasha, aka Puppy Hater, aka hated Yvonne Lendl, because he carried a puppy on the court during practice sessions, looks like a linguine noodle, has a history of supposed claims of domestic violence, and now has a international debacle of ramming his racket multiple times like Pliskova did. But I forget where Pliskova did the same thing, but she's a girl, not a big threat coming from that. But when you got a 6'6" linguine noodle coming at you with some hot sauce or racket on your ass, I'm surprised that umpire didn't snap, crackle, and pop his ass in the eye like Rice Krispies. I'm just saying, I would have snapped, crackle, and pop, but the umpire had more the patience than I did. Okay. So, I don't know what this is. Never seen this on my phone.
Did anyone see that whole thing about possibly Patrick Mouratoglou no longer being the coach of
Serena?
Yeah, they said that he took off Serena's coach off his Instagram.
With Patrick Mouratoglou now having one of the busiest academies on the planet, don't you think he probably does not have the time to travel around with a tennis player, regardless of who it is? I don't think Patrick Mouratoglou outside.
No, it says tennis coach of Serena there.
I don't. But either way, at some point, Mouratoglou can't follow Serena Williams around the world. How come I can't? I don't. My phone's so stupid. But how can Mouratoglou?
Let me see if I can open it myself.
I got it. How can? But this stupid thing pops up in front of me. See, I don't know what this shit is.
Language.
Can you just do that? I don't even.
I'm trying to.
I'm not. It's ridiculous. I hate lack of preparation.
I can't open it.
I hate lack of preparation. Okay, well, continue on. We know that Zverev blasted the chair of the umpire, and we know that he wasn't disciplined for it. We know that if Serena Williams would have done it, she would have been in jail in Russia by now. Your thoughts on the lack of discipline? I don't know.
We talked about this yesterday. We said that, had it been anyone else, they would have gotten a lot more. That basically they just slapped him on the hand and said, "Don't do it again." That's what I feel like it's.
I mean, are we all in agreement that that's what happened, and then ultimately it was the wrong thing to do? Think about it.
William Spencer says ATP says he committed a major offense, then gives him a suspended ban, and we're supposed to believe that ATP are doing all they can to find the truth in Sasha's abuse case.
Yeah, think about that. Think about it for a moment. And look, aren't we supposed to in 2022 try to strive for equality? And look, I get the people's arguments in terms of prize money and tens of prize money from those. Thank you, Gene. Gene Swart brings up an important comment. Thank you for the super chat. By the way, be careful, bro. Be careful.
Gene, what are you doing on the side, buddy?
But Gene Swart says this. The same situation with Vajda leaving Team Djokovic to spend time with family. Take this as a gift. Thank you, Gene. As always, you don't have to do that. Okay,
I did get my iPhone. I'm just waiting for it to get delivered to me.
Yeah. So now the Vajda Djokovic thing, it's a family thing, and we know the feeling. Carla and I have had to make many decisions in our lives about maybe not taking more lucrative positions so we can be closer to our family. And we had to deal with that situation not long ago when we chose to be a little bit further away. But we have dealt with the same decision. And family to us is number one. It's paramount. There will only be so much time that I will give up to not spend time with my family. Family for us is priceless. We talk about this. If I don't have at least a couple of days a week to work out with my kids, I don't care what money I'm making. I'm out. I told her the other day, I was like, I would rather work a 9 to 5 for very low income than spend too much time away from my kids, because we're a tennis family and they must train. And I'll be willing to do anything outside of leaving them alone too long. And we have always had that a part of our narrative, right?
Sausages. Oh, William Spencer, you're on a roll, buddy.
Hey, William Spencer always brings the noise.
Okay. Says Zverev equals player who thinks he looks like a boy band star.
Okay, I got the article to pull up. So this article, by the way, is from Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated, if you don't have Sports Illustrated, it's one of the more major sports periodicals. And this is written by John Wertheim, okay? Here we go. So let's start out by acknowledging that there's a war going on right now, one that impacts us all and echoes throughout tennis. A player who was in the Australian Open field to start the year is now on the front lines. Listen to Sergei Stakhovsky in a few days. Despite enormous pressure and concerns, Russian players are in a brutal position of choosing between disparaging their own country or defending the indefensible. And though we're heading into tennis's March Madness, Indian Wells followed by Miami, hitting a ball over the net seems like an extravagance. So even does expressing outrage over a sham discipline, but here we are. So he's setting up the context is, yeah, we have March Madness in tennis coming, and damn it, we don't want to sit down Zverev for 8 weeks. So we're already proclaiming that Zverev brings money to the game. Are you serious? When Zverev plays, I don't even want to watch it. But here's already Sports Illustrated building the case that Zverev wasn't disciplined because tennis can't afford to discipline him. Now, has anyone heard that the USTA is like $200 million in debt? Okay. When's the last time you saw a successful U.S. tennis player besides Andy Roddick and Serena Williams? And both of them are like long gone. And yes, I mean, Serena Williams is long gone. She's long gone. She won't win another major. She's long gone. Okay. So now we have wife beater or choker. What is he? He's something. He's like Basilashvili, but worse. And now we have rev chair beater that now tennis is having to, oh no, don't suspend him because he's one of our main draws. Screw off.
We need this dog. Okay. By the way, we need him. By the way, his name is Sub-Zero, but I call him Mofo. And figure it out. You can figure it out. But we need this mofo to go after Puppy Hater.
So there was like 10 different things that this writer brought up where Zverev could be formally disciplined for, but has never. And this is one that I like. Number 3, this writer wrote in Sports Illustrated. Allegations are not facts. We understand that. Zverev is already, though, under investigation for an alleged violence that he may or may not have direct relevance to the Acapulco sanction. We also don't understand the domestic violence one. So anyway, basically the writer's moral of the story is that there's an indifference here in what's right and wrong based upon what he brings to the game. I don't think Zverev brings shit to the game. I think he's an idiot. He's a little weak-ass fettuccine noodle, and we've said that since day one. We've said that since he was in Next Gen, and that whole Next Generation stuff was cheesy as hell anyway. Did you ever watch a Next Gen tournament? Did we ever even report on one Next Gen tournament? Meanwhile, yeah, Next Gen, woohoo, look at the Next Gen finals. Shut up. So cheesy, man. Next Gen on, so dumb. And now we're not going to punish one of these Next Gen linguine noodles that hasn't done anything anyway, simply as a way to, I hope people buy tickets or don't, not buy tickets because he's not there. Does anyone care at Indian Wells in California if the linguine noodle himself, puppy-heading Zverev, little whiny-ass baby, shows up or not? Man, just do what's right and discipline the little linguine little piece of garbage. Get lost, Zverev. You look like a little schmuck, like a damn shriveled up piece of something, spaghetti or something.
Larry Struzza says, I suspect the ATP won't want to ban a player they see as the moment moneymaker.
Exactly.
Bear in mind, they don't know how much Novak will be playing, having Daniel Russian number 1.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
Anyway.
Did we see his new girlfriend? Nope.
Does she have a bruise? She got a bruise on her chin or something? I don't know. All right. And don't forget, we put out the first cash giveaway for Indian Wells, and that is $50 US by a secure way, Venmo, PayPal, electric transfer, whatever.
I see his new girlfriend.
Looking up Sasha Zverev's girlfriend now. Okay, so she probably looks like a cheese grater for that linguine ass. But $50 to anyone that can properly guess the final score between Sloane Stephens and Naomi Osaka. If you hit that right on the head, we'll send you $50. That's the first giveaway. Make sure that you are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, then we will not pay out that $50.
She's a pretty girl with a lot of makeup.
Let me see. Let's check her out. Oh, she doesn't have a bruise yet, unless that tan lotion's kind of taking it off. Can I get this Burger King ad? You can't even click on anything today with some burger jumping up in your face. It's like, who cares about a burger? All right, here we go. Can you see?
Pretty. It's a typical girl that he goes out with.
One to be beaten on or thrown in jail. You can go toe to toe in the middle of a cell.
You're a typical skinny girl. You will never see him with a muscular, thick girl because she'll kick his ass.
Yeah. So Zverev doesn't want to hang out with Carla because she'll snap, crackle, and pop him like the Keebler elves. Let's go. All right. Adios. And we will see you again on the next rainy day. And it looks like the next rainy day may be Friday. It's possible it's Friday. And don't forget the cash giveaway, the score, and don't forget for the French Open, i.e. the Roland Garros, we are going to give away $500 to anyone that can predict the men's and women's final and the winners. And we are going to do 2 fantasy team competitions as always, or fantasy team competition as always with 2 winners and Gene Swart in South Africa, my man. What's up? As well as Thomas Chi in Canada, do the scoring, and we will definitely have 2 winners.
Bojan, 2 and 3, Osaka.
Oh, hold on, let me get Bojan's in, and I'll get them in comments later. But once I hit this, I have to look at them differently. Where did my score sheet go? Bojan has 6-2, 6-3 Osaka. See, Bojan and I are on the same song sheet. I thought my prediction was Osaka wins 6-2, 6-1. That home field advantage, LA, I really think Osaka eats her like, breakfast. Like, not bad at all. All right. See you guys. Peace out.
And stream.
What? Oh, yeah. What did Bojanovic say? 6-2, 6-3 Osaka. All right. Oh, no. Look at this.